Have you recently or are planning to buy a property? What if I told you that even with the registration deed, the property may not be legally yours? This shocking reality is now a legal truth, with the Supreme Court saying that registration of a deed is not the same as ownership of the property. So, as a prospective buyer, what are the steps that you may need to take? Well, watch till the end of this video to find out. Let's begin with the Supreme Court case that is expected to have a sweeping impact across the entire real estate sector. In 1982, Bhavna Cooperative Housing Society claims to have purchased a 53-acre parcel of land in Telangana. It later sold that parcel of land to multiple buyers, including one Mahinur Fatima Imran. Now, in this case, the Supreme Court has held that although the cooperative society sold land to Imran under a registered deed, the court was prima facie suspicious if the cooperative owned the land in the first place. Therefore, the Supreme Court has concluded that even registration of sale is not the same as ownership. This unsettles the commonly held view that once the property sale is registered, the property is yours. That's no longer true. The Supreme Court has clarified that there is a difference between registration of deed and a legal ownership. The Supreme Court verdict spells out that the registration of sale deed is merely a record of the transaction, not proof of ownership. This will change the dynamics of the real estate sector and how you may decide to buy and sell property. For developers, they will now need to come clean on ownership of the land. Mere registration of the land in question will no longer be sufficient. Developers will now need to demonstrate a clear legal title. They will also have to demonstrate that any pending claims against the land have been cleared. And all this information should ideally be shared with the prospective buyers transparently. So, as a buyer, what do you need to do? Well, first up, when buying, you need to ensure that the seller has undisputed legal title and possession of the property in question. There will be increased due diligence. There will be increased verification of the property papers. So, how do you do this due diligence? Well, to begin with, don't be shy of hiring a legal expert. It is, after all, for most people, the biggest financial decision of their life. So, in a case of loan as well, the banks too could also help in vetting of the documents of the seller. This would be critical to not just confirm that the seller is the actual owner, but will also help check for any outstanding claims or disputes pending against the property. The buyers, meanwhile, can additionally insist on documents like the title deed. This is the clearest, surest way of confirming actual ownership of the property. In case the seller purchased this property, well, in that case, the sale deed confirming his or her purchase is also important. In case of allotment, you as the buyer can also ask for letter of possession and allotment. In case the property has been inherited by the seller, you could ask for a registered will deed. Another way of determining ownership is by asking for property tax receipts. Now, real estate and legal experts argue that in the near term, this verdict could cause some minor pain in the form of increased due diligence and more time spent in finalizing property purchase decisions. But they also claim that in the longer run, the increased vetting would lead to lowering of fraudulent transactions, leading to lesser litigation disputes and increased transparency.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in to CNBC-TV18. Make sure you follow us and stay updated on all our social media platforms.